This is the One Up Radio Network, and now GFW Radio.
Hello and welcome to the GFW Radio podcast, or as it's called in my homeland, Radio Podtastica.
Fantastico!
Where are you from?
I'm from Van Nuys, California. This is Jeff Green, Editor-in-Chief of Games for Windows, and I'm here with a slightly reduced staff. Actually, we're just missing one, and let's see if the readers can guess who it is when the rest introduce themselves.
This is Ryan Scott.
Darren Gladstone.
And Sean Malloy.
Have you figured it out yet? Shawn Elliott on vacation. Much-deserved vacation for the young man.
He's in Ireland right now, yeah?
He's in Ireland. Yeah, he's way out of the country. Can we say something Irish for him?
Aaron go bra.
Very good.
Frosted Lucky Charms are magically delicious.
Shillelagh.
Yeah, shillelagh.
Guinness.
Yeah. So, no Heroes of the Web this week, so those of you, if that's the only reason for listening, I guess you can turn it off now. Though if you do, you're going to make me cry.
Don't make Jeff cry.
Don't make me cry. It's sad. Also, one other point of fact, we are recording in the fabulous One Up Network closet this week.
Trapped in the One Up closet.
Yeah, so we sound a little hollow.
Yeah.
Because we're literally in a closet.
Yeah, what is this room? Like 6x6 or something? This thing is like crazy small.
Hey, Ryan, where's your hand? Never mind.
Ew.
Ick.
Okay, so we also we're shipping the magazine this week, so pardon our if we have a reduced time this month, but every once in a while we do have to actually work around here. Today being one of those days. So shall we get into it, gang?
Sure.
Let's throw down.
We will throw down now.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. I guess, yeah, you will be in charge of the belching now that Sean is out this
week. It's a well-ventilated room as well.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my gaseousness to my mouth. Leave it at that.
Yeah, please. It's a small room.
Question mark?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, okay. We had a rather big national event yesterday that obviously not remotely a source of humor whatsoever, and we just want to go into it a little bit only because I don't know about you guys, but I know for sure, for me, within 5 minutes of this horrific event that happened at Virginia Tech, I was thinking, when's it going to happen? When are we going to get that first, link to video games? And I
think we all kind of had that same thought yesterday.
Right. Probably everybody in the gaming industry, we all sort of just now wait for the other shoe to drop especially when it's something involving school, because then it means it could be a student, a young man, or whatever, a boy, and so we're thinking, great, when's the link coming? And in fact, now we are 24 hours after the event, and there has been no link made whatsoever at this point at all. We don't even know if this guy had a computer at this point. However, that has not stopped the usual suspects from coming out.
And one unusual suspect.
And, you think he's unusual?
Well, I mean, he hasn't mouthed off about this stuff before.
You're right. One we're not even going to talk about, but the one who we weren't sure is who, Darren? You take that one.
Dr. Phil, who really needs to shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
And
he needed to shut the hell up before this story.
Yeah, but this makes it official.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do we just, dive in? I mean,
yeah, sure.
So basically, he was on, Mr. King last night's show on CNN, and he was mouthing off about how games are kind of leading to the end of the world. A couple of choice highlights. I don't know if you guys grabbed a couple on your own, but let me see. You cannot tell me, common sense tells you, that if these kids are playing video games where they're on a mass killing spree in a video game, it's glamorized on the big screen, it's become a part of the fiber of our society. You take that and mix it in with a psychopath, a sociopath, or someone suffering from mental illness, and add in a dose of rage, the suggestibility is too high. And I have to say, the only thing I could think of is, Charles Manson blamed the monkeys. Or the Beatles, or whatever.
The Beatles, not the monkeys.
I mean, the Beatles, no, the White House.
The monkeys caused their own crimes against humanity.
I was thinking of the Sam Kinison joke where he's like, you get the same message from the freaking monkeys. And he's like, daydream believer. How clear does it have to be, man? But
I think the key in Dr. Phil's own words is the sociopaths and psychopaths. Like, that being the, starter here.
Yeah, exactly. That's the common ingredient, right, of these mass murderer types is they're sociopaths. Not that they have any, particular, shared pastime together. Well, maybe along with buying handguns. That might be another shared pastime. Kind of getting overlooked here.
He went straight to the video game without any basis whatsoever. It was just like, heard about school shooting, video games are to blame somehow. Even
right.
we
Well,
don't know anything about this guy who did it.
Yeah, I think that's the point at which we can express our annoyance and our disappointment. I mean, you don't need any further proof here with the statement from Dr. Phil that a certain segment of society is just going to, on a totally just knee-jerk level, blame video games for anything, no matter what. There's nothing that ties this thing together. And, maybe we're going to find out in a couple days, whatever, that this guy was a gamer. Who knows? We don't know. Nobody knows anything about him. But for this to be coming out of the mouths of people right now to directly blame video games with nothing is just, what more needs to be said, really?
Well, we heard that he played basketball or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They found that in one of his journals. Right.
That's what did it.
Yeah, you know what?
And creative writing.
Damn it, creative writing classes, source of evil. Yep. But actually, I have a theory as well. Milk. You know what? Every guy on death row, he drinks milk. So milk's got to be the cause of mass murders.
Right. And true? We're not trying to be flip here. And like I said at the beginning, obviously there's no humor in this incident at all. And again, maybe we will find out there, that he played. But, if he did play, so do, how many tens of millions of kids and adults around the country, and most of them don't actually commit acts of real violence. So
I even feel bad that this whole event we're sitting here even talking about it as a
right.
video game.
Well, we should say that before we came on here, we debated even bringing it up.
I mean, it's a tragedy, and it's just wrong to dress it up any other way. But it's becoming a political hack tool.
Everything does.
I know, but it just
Right.
it just annoys me that people don't talk about the real issues. They just kind of have their own agendas to push.
Right. It is really kind of sad and ridiculous that on a gaming podcast we're even bringing it up. So I actually do apologize to any reader who's listening to this and saying, why the hell did you bring it up then? That is a valid question, but we're addressing it only because, we had a very a well-known, I don't know why he's well-known or respected, but TV pundit, Mr. Dr. Phil, come out on national TV and make this kind of bogus claim. And I think as stupid and wrong-handed as it is, we as gamers and as gaming press still have to look at it and figure out a way of addressing these things,
And we're in the difficult position. Any gamer's in the difficult position of defending themselves. Because
right.
if you're playing games, then you don't. It's as if to the people who don't, your opinion doesn't matter. It's like, well, you're one of them. So of course you're going to defend it.
Right.
So that's a struggle. Anyway, let's move on to something.
Well, let's move on to happier things. We just wanted to put that out there, and of course, we are all as horrified as the rest of the country about this event, and our hearts go out to everybody involved. So, okay, so back into the happier land of gaming. Boy, can we recover from this, or should we just all stop talking and cry now? What happened this week that was good news? We had at least one good thing. There were a couple good things that happened. We'll call the Fallout thing good news, right? Won't we?
I think so. I mean, seeing any new Fallout game is going to be good news.
Mm-hmm. So what happened there, Darren? What was the news?
Well, I mean, it's never been a secret. I mean,
right.
Bethesda's been talking about, teasing us that they have the Fallout franchise, or at least they're acquiring it. But it was only made official last week, I think, that they have all IP ownership for $5.75 million. Mm-hmm. So
it's a steal,
a bargain at twice the price. So they finished Shivering Isles, and now they're kind of rolling in big time on focusing on the next game, which looks like Fallout.
Man, that's a lot of frickin' money. $5.7 million.
I guess it gives them rights to the old games. I guess maybe they can repackage them if they wanted to.
Does it?
I don't know how the deal works, but But the one thing I guess the one thing I've been just wondering about is, I mean, you guys can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but okay, so the Elder Scrolls games are by and large pretty serious stuff. Right? It's like high fantasy.
I guess.
Yeah, they have some goofy humor.
Some
I mean,
goofy,
the whole new expansion is kind of based on craziness.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played Shivering Isles yet. You liked it, or?
I haven't played it, but that's just what
All
I
right.
know about it. That's the theme.
Here we are.
Craziness.
We are the authority. No, but so anyway, I guess what I was wondering is, can they pull off the snark? I mean, because personally, when I was playing the Fallout series, I love that snarkiness and kind of like that tongue-in-cheek humor and
Right.
modern cultural nods. And I'm wondering, would they be able to pull it off as well? I mean, because they're talking about taking the IP in their take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I mean, my bigger
not?
concern would be the fact that Fallout was, an isometric turn-based game, which is like a totally different style of game than anything Bethesda's done with their role-playing games. So, as opposed to
That's very true.
As opposed to like the humor or something, which all they have to do is hire
A good writer.
writers who are like amenable to that style of humor.
Right. That's I don't think that's going to be an issue. The writing
Well, I mean,
necessarily.
I've seen a bunch of games jump, genres, but I mean, it's just a matter. I mean, to me, I think the game, the heart and soul of the game was turn-based strategy, of course.
Well, I would be surprised if they don't turn it into something like Oblivion.
Oh,
If
you think?
I think it.
Oh, absolutely,
I don't think
absolutely
there's no way it's going to be a turn-based RPG. I can't even see that.
Oh yeah,
as
you
an
guys
option.
think it's going to be like a first-person?
I can't imagine it not.
Yeah.
Considering that, I mean, like,
It's going to be interesting.
But I'm
I just haven't even given it much thought, but yeah, I guess you could be right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It could be a lot like
I just,
Stalker,
I just
or-
assume.
Yeah.
I would just assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be Oblivion, but post-apocalyptic.
so, which basically like Stalker.
Kinda, but that's a shooter. I mean,
Well, I mean,
it's not a.
it was a shooter with RPG leanings as opposed to the other way around
An
for
RPG
Oblivion.
with shooter. I think this will still be an RPG. I think it'll. I would be surprised if they just didn't take the Oblivion template wholesale almost. Maybe a couple tweaks here and there. Because I mean,
They're doing it
Oblivion
in-house?
was
Is
a
that what
big
we,
success.
are they doing it in-house? Is that
Yep.
how we know it? So it's their next in-house...
That's
Game.
besides
Wow.
okay, at least, yeah, because I mean, like they're working with Zombie to do that Rogue Warrior game.
Yeah, editorial director John Davison just walked by the window and is now sticking his tongue out at us as we podcast live. Thanks, John.
I should bring in a camera next time so we can capture some of these like Kodak moments.
We're going to have to get him back on one up yours now. Yeah, I don't know. This game, it makes me nervous a little. But I'm coming from a slightly geezery perspective of that I loved Fallout 1. Fallout 2 a little less so much.
Wait, how'd you
as
like
much.
Tactics?
I like Fallout Tactics. Yeah.
How about that crappy action RPG?
Oh, that was like a Baldur's Gate ripoff on
Yeah.
the consoles.
What was that called? I don't even remember.
Was it a Fallout game?
Yeah, it
This
was
is something
Fallout.
I missed.
It was Fallout branded, but it was totally cheezoid.
I have a vague memory of this, but I think I blocked it from my consciousness
Probably should have.
when it came
Yeah,
out.
best
Yeah.
good call. It was like, it was
Lots of
good.
scorpions. Sean would have loved it.
Okay, yeah, but I
Oh,
don't want to have to
dude.
block Fallout 3 from my consciousness. I don't want them to screw it up.
I have
Damn
every faith in them.
Well, they make good games.
Yeah.
They make good games, and
But this franchise is going to be totally new for them.
right.
Like they always do the fantasy thing.
They did the did they do the Call of Cthulhu thing in house?
Duh.
I think so. Wait.
Ryan, you remember that one?
No, I don't know. No.
I don't know if it was developed in-house.
We don't know shit. On
All
this
right, we are
podcast.
totally.
The authority.
The
as
authority
Darren
again.
said earlier.
Well, we're shipping a magazine today. We don't have time to
brain's
do well.
fried, yeah.
Right. We don't have any fact checkers here.
Wait, well, Bethesda, they made our game of the year, so we have every reason to believe
Yeah.
that.
Hey,
If this thing is
You know?
Oblivion,
I'm a fan of Bethesda and their games. It's just, yeah,
We're talking
you're right.
about
It's
Fallout.
interesting about how it's a
your
franchise. I'm just
favorite.
wondering how they could take that franchise.
to me, it
Yeah.
seems like a natural progression.
You
I
think?
mean,
Yeah.
Oblivion is really open-ended, lots of side quests. Fallout was pretty open-ended,
Very
lots
true.
of side quests.
Right,
and
very
You
true.
could kind of shape your character however you wanted, and it just seems seemed natural.
as long as they have some cool perks.
Fallout is definitely one of those. To me, it's one of the
think
best
that system's
RPGs I ever played because it was so much. That was one of the games where I felt like what you did really influenced. I mean,
right, yeah.
how the game played out. Right. I mean, the dialogue actually mattered. The choices, your attitude actually mattered. A lot of games claim to do that, but very few pull it off, and that one did. And you're right, Bethesda too knows how to do that.
Yeah, Bethesda
so.
needs to take the Planescape Torment series as well now while we're at it.
Yeah, another.
If you're
great
listening, Pete.
one. Yeah, true.
That was awesome.
love that series.
Probably my favorite
game.
of the Black Isle
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. That was one I was most skeptical about, too. Because I was like, I don't know if I want to play this character that's already pre-made for me. And all these other NPCs are...
Yeah, that's true.
It's awesome.
I have to admit, though, the only ones I ever finished, as much as I liked all the Black Isle games, was Icewind Dale 1 and 2. For some reason, I
Really?
could never... Yeah.
Those are the only ones I never really could get into.
Yeah, I know, because they're kind of almost the most... I don't want to say generic. That's not doing them
Well,
justice.
they're following the books.
Well, you
right?
got to do a party in those games, didn't you? Or now am I making shit up?
Again, we are the authority.
Yeah.
It's a theme for today.
Yeah. But Planescape's still sitting on my hard drive, along with Baldur's Gate 2, as the games. One day, when I get that mythical batch of free time, I will finish.
You know, I think you can if you install that entire was it 4-disc game? If you install the whole thing on your hard drive, you could play that right off the hard drive. I have to test that out with a crap notebook.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play that again. I want to play it again now. I'm just
Do we have more to say about Fallout?
As long as they keep that mascot. What's his name? He's got a name, right? Fallout Boy.
Oh, Fallout Boy. Pip.
That's not it. Pip. That's
Pip.
it.
That's it.
We put Pip on our cover. One of our more notorious covers.
Wasn't that the
one.
neon
That
orange
one.
cover?
Yeah, people hated that cover.
It's pretty disgusting.
But not as much as the vampire cover.
No, the vampire cover is number one, but I think that Pip-Boy cover
do a
goes in
Pip-Boy
the
cover.
top 3 or 4. I would do another Pip-Boy cover, but I
Could have
guess
been
not
handled
one
better
like
than the orange one.
Yeah, the orange one does. Yeah. The other big announcement this week was the long-awaited announcement of BlizzCon coming back. Yay! At least 2 dorks in this room of 4 are going to be going.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
I don't know why they didn't have it in this past fall. Guess they were busy working, huh?
I guess. I mean, they can do whatever they want. They have the ability to just,
I guess
at a
they
whim,
can't they?
summon BlizzCon and half the world will come.
Right. So, so $100 a ticket. Let's see, what are the details? BlizzCon's August 3rd and 4th. BlizzCon, if you don't know, is basically just a fan convention for Blizzard. For Blizzard and their fanboys and girls. I note this time in the list of things going on.
Your cord.
Oh, am I making all that noise? Shit. It's this frickin' closet.
Technical problems, ladies and gentlemen.
Along with the discussion panels and the tournaments that they're having, this year they're having live orchestral performances of music from Blizzard games.
That's cool. That's better. Last
Isn't that
year
classy?
they had the Offspring.
As performed by Renaissance Fair
Skip that
players.
one.
Hey, Mr. Snarky.
Hey, I'm going to this thing and I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I'll like it better than Offspring, too. They're also making a big deal about the fact that open to gamers age 4 and older. It appears like 3 times in the thing. No strollers will be allowed in big boldface
Well, that's
text.
good.
But plenty of people are allowed to dress their
That
kids
place
as
was
Murlocs.
packed. I can't imagine. Were there strollers last time? Was that like an issue?
I don't know. Apparently it was, because they put it in boldface this time.
If you were there, it was disgusingly packed. It was like
It was.
Oh,
a
God.
wall.
It was a lot of sweaty Blizzard
God,
fans.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah.
And it was all lines.
Yeah,
Just
right.
Lines
Sounds
for,
like E3.
Yeah, I
it
think
pretty much was.
I think they
except
actually
for
were
the
calling it LineCon themselves. Some Blizzard employees.
A
'cause it
very
was all
tightly
lines.
focused E3 on, especially the sweaty herds just massing together.
Yeah, it really was one line after another.
It's sad,
So
'cause
what-
that last BlizzCon was when I finally said, "Hey, StarCraft Ghost is looking pretty cool."
I was just going to say that. That's true. And now
I'd
it's
seen it
no
so
more.
many times where I was just like, "Ugh," and then
Yeah.
this time I was like, "Finally, it's getting somewhere."
Yeah,
And
they
then,
had stations set up where you could
Ghost.
play StarCraft Ghost, and it actually was fun.
I remember seeing that at is it E3? Like 2 years ago?
Probably.
No, they
And,
just
like,
kept
I
rating
remember
it up.
that was the last time I saw it. I thought it was kind of promising. Well,
It hadn't been for a while, but
I'll just have to wait for StarCraft 2, I guess.
now it's gone. I wish I had played more.
Should
of it,
there
'cause
be a
that was the last
StarCraft
chance.
too?
If there's a StarCraft 2.
So aside from like the music performances and whatever panels, like what is there to really do at BlizzCon? Like,
It's all, for me, it was all about the panels.
Buy
I mean,
Blizzard product. Yeah, the panels are really the
I was just dorking out on those.
the highlight of it
There's
because
really not that much else. There's just, last time there was like a costume contest, so you know how those go.
Yeah.
There was they had StarCraft international tournaments there. It was like an
Right.
invitational thing.
and I watched some of that. I
watched a little
actually
of
never
that.
watched that before. And
I discovered I can't watch those.
that was your lesson
Yeah.
of watching
make your head
competitive
Okay, that's
gaming.
enough of this. And then they
Yeah.
had that was the first time. That was when they announced Burning Crusade, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
and
showed
then
the trailer.
You could play the
yeah.
Blood Elf starting
And plugged our
area.
issue.
Oh, that's right.
And that was about it. And the longest line was for the store.
Yeah, very true. It was.
Just to buy hats. I did not get this hat there, but I got other hats.
Dude, you should walk around the convention.
What I did is
walk around with a
I went one day and then
for that.
went the next day to Disneyland because it's.
And which did you like better?
Oh man,
fewer lines at Disney.
There were fewer lines at Disney.
Now there's a comment.
Yeah,
you get on anything.
Now, the developer panels were awesome, they were awesome, I would say, equally from the developer side, because those guys are very forthcoming and honest and direct. Awesome. But the fan reaction was great, too. You know, it was just really kind of much more so than E3, which is really supposed to just be an industry event. And, I mean, we know a lot of civilians sneak in, but really it's still mostly game industry people, and them being at a fan convention where practically everything these guys said would be met with whoops and cheers, and it was just kind of...
You could kind of tell that they were just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They were kind of taken aback by it. Like, every panel I went to, they were all just kind of like, wow.
Yeah, they were kind of blown away by their own celebrity. Like, they didn't realize, you know, I mean, they know from reading message boards or whatever, you know, that obviously they have a lot of fans, but it was like the public appearance and seeing thousands of people was like, holy crap, you know, which, you know, it's kind of how it is for us in public too, you know.
People stop you on the street all the time.
All the time, yeah. Mm-hmm. The price of celebrity, it's kind of a burden.
Are you Tom Green?
So I'm going to go.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm going to BlizzCon.
For sure. Plus you get, like, good stuff. That's where Mercury was.
There is the goodie bag, which, you know, probably going to have some...
Turtle mount or
they
something.
They got to do something in-game now, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, that was such
we'll
a huge
be disappointed
deal,
if they don't.
Huge success.
So you guys go to that. I'll go to Comic-Con.
The Murlocs. Comic-Con?
You do that, I'll go to Comic-Con. I want to go to Comic-Con.
I've been in a couple of years.
I haven't either.
I've never been. Always wanted to go.
You've never been to Comic-Con?
No.
What? Man, turning your geek card, dude.
Well, I never had a chance to make the Mecca down south. It's always been horrible timing.
I don't think, Ryan, you've ever missed a Comic-Con, have you?
I've been to one. I went to one for one day.
Wow. The staff's a bunch of posers. Thank God Sean's not here to make fun of all of us, though.
Yeah. the guy who
eats more comics than anybody.
Exactly.
I think the highlight of Comic-Con for me was walking by Harry Knowles engaged in a Green Lantern discussion.
Did you punch him in the face?
Really?
How the hell is Harry Knowles a highlight for you?
I thought you were going to say he was in a Green Lantern costume.
It was that would have been even better. I was like, hey, that's Harry Knowles. Hey, he's talking about Green Lantern.
So did you actually have this moment of...
Did you tell him he's like the worst writer on the entire internet?
No,
come on now.
I stayed I lingered for a moment and was like,
he could
to see Harry Knowles in the wild.
Uh-huh. Did you have this moment of celebrity? Like, hey, it's Harry Knowles. You can admit it. Did you have this, like...
I think I said, hey, it's Harry Knowles.
Okay.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't...
I might. I'm just thinking I might.
And then you watch him lick the gravy stain off his
kind of a celebrity. Sort of.
Yeah.
Ryan is just...
You don't like the Harry Knowles, huh?
I will be quiet now.
Almost as much as opposed to your normal MO.
I don't really care for him either. I just was like, hey, it's Harry Knowles.
Right.
It was the only celebrity I saw the whole time, so it was kind of, quote, exciting, unquote.
Yeah, I never saw anybody at Comic-Con.
Except on panels. I think there was an X-Men panel, and like they had the cast up there. Bryan Singer and Ian McKellen.
I saw lots of guys in like Spider-Man outfits, but I don't think any of them were actually Spider-Man.
Did you ask any of them?
Are you the real Spider-Man?
Can you pose for a picture with me?
Yes.
The best thing about like Comic-Con and like those kinds of conventions is like just going by the like the D-list celebrity tables.
Oh yeah,
those are awesome.
For
and
sure.
Just seeing all the has-beens.
My favorite, going to WonderCon and seeing get an autograph with pro wrestler Virgil, and like it's the loneliest table in the whole show. He's sitting there like playing solitaire or something.
Yeah, it's usually one of the Corys there, a Haim or a Feldman.
You're right. It's the Corey corner.
Yeah. There's the guy who
probably
played,
contractually
the guy who played Chewbacca.
Peter Mayhew.
Timmy from Lassie.
No, that's not him.
They had one of them had one of the old Batman TV show, not Eartha Kitt, but it wasn't Catwoman. Batgirl. I don't know who played Batgirl. Do we know?
Man,
Yvonne Craig.
Really?
Yes.
Damn. You're good.
I know
Ding,
a
ding,
lot
ding.
about the old Batman show.
Especially
So it
the
might
old
have been her.
Especially the Batwomen.
Yeah. They were hot.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And
Next.
this would make a great PC game. Next topic.
That would make a great PC game.
What, the Batman, the TV show?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Comic-Con Tycoon or something.
Hey, that might
Don't
make a
even,
good one,
don't
too.
even
Oh,
suggest
my
that there's already
God.
somebody working on that.
Yeah, no doubt. There's probably never been a good
Convention
Batman
type.
PC game, has there? That sucks. Wait, has there been a good Batman console game?
There were a couple back in like the Nintendo, Super Nintendo era.
Well, I know
That's a long
Ubisoft tried
time ago.
something with
Yeah.
was it the Sin Tzu?
That
Nothing-
was-
Ew.
Nobody ever did anything
That
with the
was-
whole
It wasn't that great.
Batman franchise. I mean, that came back. And
Batman and Superman both have been historically
curse.
terrible game franchises.
Yeah. Maybe DC superheroes just don't make for good video game characters.
Not so far.
Could that be? Because Marvel's doing all right.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a success.
All right, so what has there been a good DC comic game ever?
There were a couple of good Batman games. There was Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super Nintendo.
Wow. So we're
that
going
goes
ways
way
back.
back. What?
That-
What?
I remember liking the Batman movie Genesis game. I don't know if it was good, though. I just remember liking it.
Let me see what else. How about? I mean, I don't know.
That's pathetic. How could there not be a good Batman
And
game?
then
He's like the greatest
Superman.
character ever.
Superman's even worse.
Superman, I could see not being good. What do you do with Superman?
He's too powerful. You know,
Right.
I think it's like actually the last game they tried, Superman Returns. They had an interesting idea making the city alive.
Right. The city was
City
like
was
the
your
one that
health bar.
got the health
It was basically
points.
a health bar
Yeah.
anyway.
But it was-
Yeah.
It was just an excuse to have hit
Exactly.
points.
I know, but it's it was a
That
poorly
was dumb.
executed. It was a good idea, poorly executed.
It seems like you could have a really good Batman, I don't know, like a third-person RPG shooter sort of. Well, no, RPG, maybe not. Batman.
Action RPG.
Yeah, something.
Well, they did that,
Like
like
the-
Justice League.
Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was kind
that's
of the
true.
X-Men Legends.
But the whole the look of Gotham City, it just seems like it can make it for a great environment, you know?
You think so?
Well, we'll see what happens with.
Get on it, somebody.
We got 4 people in this room. I think we can make something.
Yeah.
Make it
Well,
happen.
let's see what happens with the DC universe.
There's also a really
Right.
bad Aquaman game for the Xbox and PS2.
Really? What a surprise. A bad Aquaman game.
Aquaman game.
I swim. Whee! I'm a superhero.
Yeah, we're going to hear from the legion of Aquaman fans now. Yeah.
The Guppy League.
I'd like a co-op Wonder Twins game. That would be pretty awesome.
Oh, dude. Oh, that would be so sweet.
Wow. Okay, you get it.
I wouldn't really like that, Jeff.
I totally. Form of. Come on.
Not even comic characters. I just think that's cartoon.
What? Are you going to bash on the Super Friends now? You suck.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any other
What the hell
actual
did we
like
just talk
PC
about?
gaming news? You know what we haven't done? We haven't done a what you playing, and maybe we'll do that right after we get back
what-
from
what
this
did I say?
break.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. But as long as you're here, let me tell you about EGM Live, the weekly podcast from the editors of Electronic Gaming Monthly, along with the wonderful sounds of... EGM Live comes action-packed with special guests, late-breaking news, fanboy-baiting commentary, behind-the-scenes tales of office tomfoolery, and trivia contests with fantabulous prizes. Download it now at egmlive.oneup.com or subscribe to it through iTunes.
EGM Live is part of the 1UP Radio Network, taped in the Ziff Davis offices in San Francisco. It is not actually live, and contest prizes are not guaranteed to be fantabulous.
See, we're back already. We never. The screwed thing is we never know what the commercial break commercial is going to be.
I usually know.
Do we actually
Really? You do?
It's going to be the EGM podcast promo, probably.
Okay. God, those guys suck.
Oh,
Maybe
are we going to start a turf war with them now,
I'm
too?
switching it up now.
Well, now that I've been on Retronauts,
Yeah.
I can't say those fucking Retronauts anymore, so I got to
Sure you
take
can.
it.
You can still
I can?
say it.
If
All
you're
right.
not on
Go
this
right
week.
ahead.
Fuck Retronauts.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Yeah, I was on once. Never again. Jerks.
Bunch of dickwads.
I'm just kidding. Sort of. No, I am kidding. I was on Retronauts last week, and we talked about Marathon, one of my favorite game franchises of all time,
Bungie Classic.
which leads me into now playing, because that's what I'm playing now at home. I took our own advice on Retronauts, and I downloaded Marathon for free, which is amazing. They've got the whole Marathon. Bungie has the whole Marathon series up there for free. And I'm playing through Marathon 1, and of course, you know, it was like playing Doom 1 on Xbox Live Arcade a little while ago. It's like, obviously, dated beyond belief in terms of both graphics and certain elements of gameplay. But, level design holds up over time, over decades even, and so does story. And Marathon just completely has it. I'm loving it all over again. And I really feel like it's not, just rose-colored, it's not just me living in the past. Like, it actually feels like a good game still. So I definitely encourage people to go check it out.
Yeah, I could swear people, recreated some of the Marathon maps in, Doom 3 and stuff like that. Have you ever...
I think there have been conversions and maps like that done, yeah. But reading on message boards about the reaction to the Retronauts podcast, you're definitely finding people saying like, I didn't know Bungie did anything before Halo, which is kind of like, yeah, I didn't know Paul McCartney had a group before Wings, because it's like Marathon was huge and great at the time.
Marathon
obviously it was nowhere in Halo's league in terms of popularity, but still. Myth as well.
That was a great strategy. I think was that one of the first tactical series that I really got into.
Yeah, it was one of the first real-time
3D.
I think it was the first. I could be wrong, and we'll hear it if I am. But I'm fairly certain they were the first ones that had a 3D map or 3D terrain in an RTS, and it was also totally tactic-based, right?
Yep.
There was no
base building kind of stuff.
There was no base building.
You kind of just got your army at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Off you go.
God, that was a great series.
That and did you guys like Oni?
I liked Oni better than some of the reviews
I
it
played
got.
about a level of Oni. And I was like, maybe I'll play this again someday. It just totally did nothing for me. It was very
Actually, did they develop that in-house? I thought that wasn't them.
No, I thought it was. They had Bungie North, I think. Or whatever they called it back then.
Once again, we don't know.
Once again.
The authorities.
Wow. It's a theme today. We know shit, and yet we're still talking.
And we'll continue to talk.
GFW, where we talk out of our asses.
Literally.
Just not in this room.
Yeah. I don't know what that meant. So I'm playing Marathon, and I'm digging it. And anyone who needs a good lesson on Bungie's history should go check it out. And I wish I had the URL to tell you, but if you just search on Bungie and Marathon, you'll find the link. Or go to our website at oneup.com and go to the Retronauts podcast page, and I think there's links there. Do that.
But still fuck
Do that
guys.
second one.
Yeah, but still fuck Retronauts, yeah. Anybody else playing anything? Ryan?
Nah. I got nothing this week.
Really?
No.
We have been busy with the whole work thing.
Yeah. I've snuck in some WoW, believe it or not, but that's about it.
Well, and that's work-related, right? Because you've
totally.
got a big WoW story in the works, so...
I've been playing my Wii, which I finally got.
Congratulations, by the way.
That counts.
That counts? Sure that counts. And how's it holding up for you?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah? Now that you bought one, after the initial, hype and excitement, you're feeling it was worth it?
I think it's pretty cool. I'm digging the controller.
What do you got? What games?
Super Paper Mario is what I'm doing right now.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I got that too. I
Love the first Paper Mario, so...
Well, this one,
cool.
it's side-scrolling.
Really?
It's kind of a hybrid platformer action RPG.
Yeah, it's kind of side-scrolling, and then there are parts where it goes 3D, or you go
And is it using the controller to do shit?
You hold the controller on its side, so you're playing like a typical sort of gamepad.
Oh, okay.
It's very minimal with the Wii-ness, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a good game. Mm-hmm. I'm glad when they don't abuse the Wii controller just because they have it. It's if they're just going to make a game that it's just kind of intrusive to swing your arm around. I prefer if they just go with the traditional method. Because that's what Zelda, the swinging around with the sword is actually kind of dumb.
Well, Zelda, you can tell if that was a GameCube game retrofitted.
Oh yeah, of course.
To the Wii.
And it shouldn't. It really shouldn't.
Okay, but let's not descend in the Wii talk.
Oh yeah, hello.
Right here on GFW Radio. Sorry, boys.
But speaking of Nintendo, now I'm gonna watch how we bring this back.
Okay.
So there's a game that I've been checking out. It's kind of a combination of Pikmin and Gremlins. It's called Overlord. Now it's
okay.
So we wrote about it in the first issue of the magazine, and I'm actually really surprised that nobody's been talking about this game because it's so much fun. It kind of has shades of Dungeon Master in there. It kind of
Who makes this game and what is it, Darren?
Codemasters makes the game, and I remember seeing it at E3, hidden away in this small little booth, and on the back end on one monitor, and it was no one was seeing it, no one was checking it out. But I went over and took a look at it back then. I'm like, wow, this is a really cool idea. It's very comical, very like polished fantasy, but obviously tongue in cheek.
Okay, so Pikmin was a GameCube game in which you like rounded up creatures, right?
Sentient plant.
Okay, so what happens in Overlord?
Overlord, basically, you are an evil overlord, and the game evolves depending on how evil you want to be. Mm-hmm. So you start off and you have a busted up castle, and you have to reclaim the pieces of your evil fortress that have broken apart and are like kind of corrupting the land. So you go out and you find minions to go out and do your dirty work.
It does sound like Dungeon Keeper too.
So, and the thing is, but it's also an action game in that you're Overlord. You can walk around and walk up to someone and slice them. Mm-hmm. But you also can just have your minions do everything. Like you point the cursor at some sheep, and you say, "Okay, go get them," and they'll go kill the sheep for you.
Why would you want to kill sheep?
And therein lies the genius.
Well, you're evil.
Exactly. So you could kill anything. You could kill the townspeople, and they'll. Like if you just let them be, they'll treat you like a kind of hero. But if you send your minions to go out and loot the town, they'll start running from you and fear you, and the town evolves in that way. So like basically, as you start claiming areas that belong to you, you'll see like these big like banners pop up that say "Obey" with bodies hanging off of them and stuff. And it's very twisted. And
so this is a retail game.
Well, it will be a retail game at one point. It's still a ways off. I think it's coming out this summer, but I want to do my part to kind of like get the word out there about this thing.
Okay. Well, you did.
All right. Mission accomplished.
You've done your part. So is it in, like, alpha stage or beta stage?
I think it's in beta stage, and while I haven't officially looked at it, it is looking really cool. Mm-hmm. And I think people should be on the lookout for that one. It's coming to the PC and the 360. It's simultaneous.
Well, we're going to say you should probably go ahead and get it on the PC.
Yeah, you know what? Forget the 360 version.
Fuck the 360.
Seriously. Fuck those guys in their fucking ear.
Can we say that?
I just did.
We are in partnership with Microsoft.
Oh, right. That.
But only on the games for Windows side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's test it. Let's see if we're here next week. Fuck the 360. All right, now we'll see what happens.
And actually, I just wanted to pose a quick question to you guys. So I was kind of thinking about this. Last week, Capcom formally announced they're kind of pushing more of their console games to the PC as well.
Yeah,
right.
So Lost Planet's is going to be one of the first DX10 games out the door, and that's going to be in hands June 10th.
Right.
So what I'm wondering, in June, not the June 10th.
Mm-hmm.
I was just anyway. But so I'm going forward. I mean, like Devil May Cry 4, that's potentially PC simultaneous. Do you guys care about seeing a game like Devil May Cry 4 on the PC, or would you just want to see it on a console? I'm just kind of curious about that. Is it too console-ish?
To me, it would definitely depend on the game, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you can plug in an Xbox 360 controller and pretty much play it. I mean, without that, I would say I would play it on my console, no question.
Yeah, I mean, I have both.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I have them both. So.
Right.
But when a game comes out that is on both at the same time right now, it still depends on the game for me, which I'd rather play. I think I've gone both ways now, and I'm trying to think of a good example of each.
I think in this case, just because it's totally just because of my setup and my rig, but I would play on my 360 Devil May Cry.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, I think I would.
No, I probably would too.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest.
Actually, you know what? A good example for me for both what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Oblivion.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Because Oblivion looks so beautiful on a big TV, you kind of want to sit there and get immersed in the world.
Okay, but I went the other way.
On the PC.
And I played it on the PC because I was concerned about downloads. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to just be open to me to get like free shit. So,
all right.
So I put it on the PC, and also my TV sucks.
Plus, I wanted to play it with a mouse.
Well, actually, I mean, I played both, but I got further in the PC version because of all the mods that kind of changed the gameplay and stuff like that, and all the additional quests.
Well, something like Devil May Cry, you're going to kind of be predisposed to buy it on a console just because you think of it as a console.
Because you've been trained as.
I mean, if you don't have a 360, then great. I can get it on PC and I can plug in an Xbox 360 controller and woo.
It is a good question, though, like down the line, if companies like Capcom start making more simultaneous releases, like, is that anything but a good thing? I don't know, like, what the downside is for them, even.
Right, I don't know either.
It's like another SKU for them to sell copies, probably to people who wouldn't buy it otherwise.
Well, the thing is, in the past, I remember they've made they've had publishing deals where they'd kind of, like, pass the buck on the PC version to, say, like, I don't know, whatever company. Mm-hmm. And there was a plan to release Resident Evil 4 on the PC, but that still hasn't happened. So the fact we're seeing Lost Planet a couple months after the console release is, kind of a good sign.
But again, Resident Evil 4 seems to me like one that I'd be skeptical about even playing on the PC.
I don't know, man. You enjoyed playing Infernal on the PC, right?